All right. All right. Good morning. Good afternoon. Happy to see you, and we're happy to welcome you to the e-learning course on labor inspection. I see more and more participants joining, but this is also to give you a heads up. We're going to have several induction sessions for this course, and we'll be working in smaller groups so that everyone has a chance to ask questions. This is a moment for us to reconnect before we start the learning. And it's a space also for us to make sure we clear all of the doubts before we deep dive into the next 8 weeks. All right, so more and more colleagues are joining. This is great. Great to see you all. Maybe to take this occasion to introduce myself. Some of you know me, but it's always good to reintroduce. My name is Olena Wajinska. I'm Program Officer for Social Protection and Social Protection Governance and Tripartism Team of the International Training Center of the ILO. And I'm working on social protection, labor inspection, labor administration activities. So this is one of the activities in my portfolio, and I'm happy to be there for you to guide you through all of the different activities we prepared in this e-learning, and also to answer your questions and to make sure you are guided throughout your learning journey. So do not hesitate to reach out to me, to other members of the team who will be introducing very shortly. Of course, as I was saying, this is our moment to start this dialogue, to start clearing all of the doubts before we deep dive into this learning. So a couple of perhaps Zoom tips for you before we start this session, as I see more and more colleagues joining. First of all, it's great to see you here. It's also great, it would be great to see your faces. Of course, if your internet connection allows, please do not hesitate to use your cameras. It is distance learning, so it's always good to see faces on the screen and meet you, even though we're on distance. So of course, today we all have right now our microphones muted, but as I will be advancing in the presentation, giving you some of the key elements of this e-learning journey, please do not hesitate to ask your questions, to stop me at any moment, interrupt me. Please do ask questions also in the chat. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat box as well. So this is for us really to have a more of a discussion and dialogue and make sure that we have all of the necessary elements for us to begin our e-learning journey. All right, so as more and more colleagues joining us, I just wanted to give you a sense of who is here in the room. As I said, not everyone is in the room as we are having onboarding in small groups, but you will get a chance to reconnect with colleagues on the eCampus platform. And as you can see on this map, colleagues are coming from different parts of the world. We have participants joining from Guinea, Botswana, Zambia, Tanzania, Burkina Faso, Gabon, Mauritius, Cote d'Ivoire. So this is to say that we are welcoming participants from different parts of the world. In this edition, we have a particularly great representation of colleagues coming from African continent. So this is great to see all of you with us, and we're once again happy to welcome you all and excited to launch this first live session, but of course also this training activity. Now, as most of us I see, we're connected. So maybe before we begin and before I give you some key elements and sense of orientation in this training, I wanted for us to take a step back and take a look once again at learning objectives for this training. So we will begin the training with describing the key principles, functions, main characteristics of labor inspection. And you will see that throughout the learning, throughout the 8 weeks, we will collect different elements that will help us to identify key issues to take into consideration when we are preparing inspection visit, when we are delivering inspection visit, and also when we're preparing for the follow-up to the visit. And when I'm saying all of the key issues and considerations, we have prepared some of the main subject areas for us to concentrate on throughout the week, and I will go more in detail when talking about the modules of this distance learning. So first of all, we will be looking into different considerations that you need to take into account concerning inspection of working conditions. There will be a block dedicated to occupational safety and health. We will also explore together interlinkages between various compliance strategies. And you will be also equipped by the end of this learning with a set of indicators that it will help you to identify the existence of employment relationships, which will then, towards the end of the activity, all of this knowledge you will apply in a special assignment that we have prepared for you, simulating an inspection visit virtually. And we will complete the e-learning to give you additional tips and guidance. And also we prepared a compilation of different tools for labor inspection activities that which we hope would be useful for you in your professional activities. So now that we have the key learning objectives set, we're on the same page. I also wanted to give you a sense of orientation in this learning journey. So already in our welcome letter, you received some of the first introductory elements, mainly concerning our e-learning platform. So above all, your credentials to access the platform. You had a chance to get a bit of a sense of orientation on the e-learning platform. This will be our main learning tool in this e-learning. There was an e-campus guide, so the platform guide. There was a learner's guide that already outlined some of the main features and elements of this learning. There was also some of the more generic information about the course in the information note, but also you were asked to complete some of the first activities of this course. Namely the pre-course survey, knowledge acquisition test, and I will go more into detail about these activities shortly. But I wanted to, in this overview and of the sense of orientation in the learning journey, to highlight some of the key elements of the methodology and why this learning journey, what is e-learning, what makes it different from other e-learnings. So first of all, in all of our activities, and if you have participated in our activities of the International Training Center of the ILO in the past, you already know that in all of our activities, we apply a principle of participatory and concrete methodology. This means that apart from a different set of self-guided modules and activities that you would need to complete on your own on the campus platform, we wanted to make sure that there are also tools and elements that enhance your participation. So first of all, we wanted to make sure that there is an exchange. As I said, we are having this exchange live to kick off the distance learning, but also you will find such activities as a forum on the platform that will help you to reconnect with colleagues not only present in this introductory session, but also other colleagues from the other countries, other parts of the world. This will be also an occasion for you to interact not only from the colleagues, but also with our team and with the course tutor, whom I'll introduce you in a couple of minutes. There will be a separate individual interaction between you and the course tutor who will make sure that you are guided. So at any stage, apart from the theoretical knowledge you're receiving from each module, we do encourage you and we do invite you to engage with the tutor in a meaningful for you way to make sure if something resonates with you, if there's something you're working on and you would like to receive guidance. Maybe it's linked to a weekly assignment. Maybe there's an example that you wanted to analyze together with the tutor. We do invite you to reconnect, to use different activities, weekly activities that we have prepared for you to make sure you engage also in this bilateral dialogue with the tutor in a meaningful way. And of course, there are different types of resources, tools, methodologies, good practices that we have collected for you, in addition to the immersive experience for us to simulate an inspection visit in the e-learning context. So this is to highlight once again that your participation is very valuable. So we do not mean this distance learning to be just a set of modules that you need to take and check the box, but we also want to make sure that you have space and tools to engage in discussion with colleagues, with our team, also with the course tutor, and you have this chance to not only expand your knowledge but also expand your network and also engage with not only in the activities but also with different people who are a part of this distance learning. So we will have overall 8 weeks that we'll be spending together starting from this week all the way until almost end of June, 19th of June. There will be 7 modules and 7 self-guided modules, and we dedicated the last part of the training, so the last week of the training, for us to finalize the learning, for you to have space to go back to different modules and activities to make sure that you complete your final exam, final assignment, and you have time also to digest and go back from all the way from module 1, which by the end of the training would seem very far away, would be the first week of the training. So by the end of the 8th week, we want to make sure that you have this time to go back to different resources and make sure you have time to digest them. Now, finally, I wanted to stress before we move forward the importance of not only weekly activities that are linked to each module of the course, but also to some of the final activities of the course. I already mentioned the final exam, and I will talk about it a little bit more in detail today. But also, there is one activity that is particularly important to us as a team who's working on this training. This is the final evaluation at the very end of this e-learning. And this is for you, a space for you, an opportunity for you to give us your feedback, to tell us more about your experience. And every time we revise the all of the responses and all of the evaluation surveys, we take them very seriously. These are also part of our quality assurance framework here at the center, but particularly for our team, this is important to get a sense of how comfortable you are with different resources and tools that we have prepared. And every single edition of this course is, in a way, an evolution of this training activities. We're doing our best to make sure that every time we are improving and adding more resources, enriching the content, but also working on the tools that can facilitate your participation in this distance learning. So I hope you get a little bit of a sense of orientation where we are, where we'll be moving, will be our ultimate goal, where we'll be moving towards by the end of the 8th week of this e-learning. And we will be moving to the ITC-ILO certificate, of course. Now, let me stop here for a second and give you a little bit of an overview of, and also the reason why I put on the previous slide, certificate of participation / achievement. We have a specific methodology, certification methodology here at the International Training Center of the ILO, and we are committed to, first of all, permanent monitoring of your learning. There are specific elements that we take into consideration when issuing certificates. First of all, it's final exam or final evaluation tests. There are different knowledge acquisition activities. So already you had a chance to take a look at the pre-course knowledge acquisition test. There will be a similar one at the end of the course. There's also end of the course satisfaction questionnaire. So all of these elements, and I will give you also the overview of mandatory elements for this specific course on the next slide. But this is to say that all of these elements are taken into account, and we want to make sure, as the team who is working on this course, that you are getting your certificate of achievement. There is higher requirements compared to certificate of participation. First of all, certificate of achievement requires attendance or completion of 90% of all of the course activities, so all of the course duration. We want to make sure that you complete all of the modules of the course, all of the mandatory activities, including weekly activities. There would be all pre-course and post-course mandatory activities, those that I mentioned, such as a final assignment, final evaluation test at the end of the course, and also knowledge acquisition before and at the end of the activity. Now, why the ITC-ILO Certificate of Achievement is particularly important? So in case you do not meet the requirements for certificate of achievement, you will be automatically receiving certificate of participation. But it's a certificate of achievement that unlocks a possibility for you to embark on our diploma path. here at the center, we have a diploma in labor inspection, which gives you a possibility over the course of 5 years, complete 3 activities. And with successful completion, meaning if you receive certificate of achievement, you are then invited to submit a capstone project that will, upon revision of our team of assessors, will grant you a diploma in labor inspection. Now, some of you, I know you already embarked on this journey. So you already know that perhaps this is the last course you need to take to receive your diploma, or to first receive, of course, the capstone project guidelines, but then also your diploma, of course. So for some of you, this is a bit of a new information, so I'm happy to share a little bit more detail towards the end of the course. I want us right now to be fully concentrated on different elements and activities to make sure we're together gradually moving towards your certificates of achievement. But I'm happy to come back to the diploma and give you more elements and more also guidance if this is what you're working on. Now, as I said, each course has specific requirements. So what do you need to complete as mandatory activities to make sure you have your certificate of achievement in this course? So the evaluation process and also the assessment process for your certificates of achievement consists of multiple activities across 7 first weeks. And I'm specifically referring to 7 modules that you will be invited to complete. Now, in each module, you will have 3 activities. One would be a self-guided module. And please feel free to take it as many times as you want. You can come back to it. You can restart the module. Your completion of the module, so all of the interactive activities within the module, will give you 10 points. Once you complete the module, you will be asked to put this theory more into practical perspective. And there will be an assignment that accompanies this module. This will be a second element for you to review. So you will have time to go into the assignment, to take a closer look at different guiding questions, specific situation to analyze, and you will have a chance to make your own reflection and make a submission. This is where you engage with the course tutor, because the course tutor will be giving you feedback, will be grading your individual assignments. And once you're done with these 2 key elements, there's also a module quiz. And there are 10 questions. So once you reply to all of the 10 questions, you get as well 10 points. Now, it's up to you to decide whether you want to take a module quiz first to make sure that you know that you have completed the self-guided module and you checked your knowledge before completing the assignment. Or on the contrary, if you would like to do the assignment first and then do this final knowledge check at the end of the week, this is absolutely fine. What is important for you to know is that 10 points for each of the 3 activities. All of them will be will make an average of these three assignments, and for each module you will be receiving an average of these 3 activities. So overall, you will be receiving 70 points for the 7 modules to complete. Now, at the end of at the very end of the distance learning, you will have your final exam. And the reason we dedicate one entire week at the end of the e-learning is for you to go back to different content, to refresh your memory, to refresh your knowledge. So whenever you are ready, you are then invited to take the final test, the final exam, and this will have a value of 10 points. There are 2 activities that I already mentioned, but I did not actually explain you what these are about. The pre-course assessment test and post-course assessment test. So the pre-course assessment test is already available to you. and it gives you 5 points. In this test, we do not evaluate whether the number of correct answers as it happening in the final exam. So for each correct answer, you will receive 1 point. We're giving you 5 points just for you to complete the pre-course assessment test and post-course assessment test. Now, the results are for you to take a look where you are at the beginning of this learning journey. So where are you before deep diving into the content? And I do encourage you to take the pre-CAT, so pre-course assessment test, before you do any activity on the platform. Just see where you are. And then at the very end of the activity, you will have a post-course assessment test. And this is a possibility for you to see how much you progressed in your learning, how much this course contributed to your knowledge acquisition. So once again, you will be able also to compare what you had at the beginning as a baseline for your learning, and at the end, once you have completed all of the modules. And we also have some extra credit for you. This is a pre-course survey, which gives you 2 points, where we would like to get to know you better. We would like to know your background. We would like to know your years of experience. We would like to also know to get a sense of what your interests are, what is your perhaps area of specialization. This is particularly useful for our course tutor. So we do encourage you to complete the pre-course survey. We have prepared, apart from this live session and also this some of the key elements that I will be sharing with you today. We have also prepared a learner's guide. This is an interactive learner's guide. You are also invited to come back to it at any point of your learning. And simple visualization gives you 2 points of extra credit. There's a profile on the campus platform, your individual profile, which we invite you to update, also gives you extra credit. Any forum posts, so a chance for you to engage with other colleagues from other countries, but also with our team, will give you extra credit. And of course, the satisfaction questionnaire at the end of the distance learning, the one that I mentioned that we are particularly valuing and looking forward to receiving, because this is your feedback to our work. This will also give you 2 points. So this is a bit of a sense of how the evaluation and assessment is structured. And once you have 90% of completed activities and you have touched this threshold for certificate of achievement, this will be the moment at the very end of the activity when all of the assignments and all of the submissions are evaluated. Please note also that some of the activities on the campus platform you will be receiving your points automatically. Let's say once you complete your self-guided module. At the same time, assignments need to be graded and you need to receive feedback from the tutor. So it might take some time. So if you do not see immediately this assignment as completed and you do not see your grade in your profile, please note that it means that your assignment is still under revision and you will be contacted by the tutor soon. So allow a couple of days for this, but typically you will be receiving a response rather swiftly from our tutor. All right, so if you have any questions about any of the assessment criteria or any of the assignments in this e-learning, please do not hesitate to contact our team. We are really committed to make sure that each and every one of you is accompanied to receive your certificate of achievement in this course. So this is our goal, to make sure that in 8 weeks' time, when we reconnect, all of you are eligible for certificate of achievement. So we're setting it as a goal for our team to make sure you have our full support. But of course, it is up to you to make sure that all of the assignments in this evaluation process are completed on your end. All right, so I mentioned some of the important elements that are a part of the assessment process. And as I said, 7 modules that we have prepared for you will value 70 points in the assessment process. So I also wanted to give you a bit of a sense of orientation of the content of the course and what is there for you every week and in every module. So already this week, we're starting with some introductory activities. You receive the guidance in the welcome letter. But also, this is the week when we are embarking on the first module. And I do invite you, if you have not started yet working on the first activities of the module 1, which is Introduction to Labor Inspection, if you have time right after this induction session, but also any time until the end of this week, please make sure you complete your module 1. You will also notice that the way, and this is probably one of the important features that I should have mentioned earlier, all of the activities and all of the modules are structured in the way that you have 1 week time to complete, and it gives you flexibility to choose the right moment for you. So in each module, all of the self-guided modules, but also the assignments, you can complete them at your own pace. You can take as much time as you want for every single interactive self-guided module. And also you can come back to it as many times as you want. Similarly for the assignment, for the quiz, make sure you have the right moment to do it when perhaps you are not expected to be on inspection visit, or you don't have any heavy workload in this moment, or you don't have any distractions. Make sure you have time dedicated to concentrate and you're able to complete both the quiz and the assignment linked to each module. This is a flexibility of this e-learning. You have an entire week at your disposal, and we do understand that sometimes you have high peak periods. Sometimes you might be somewhere in the field. Sometimes this is not right moment. If you have live interactions, so the way how this e-learning is designed is to give you this flexibility throughout every week of e-learning, and have our support from the team and also from the tutor to make sure you are accompanied at the same time. So let me deep dive a bit and give you a sense of the content of each module and what we have prepared for you. So this week, we will be in module 1, Introduction to Labor Inspection. We'll be together describing principles and functions of labor inspection. You will get a chance to get to know and understand better some of the relevant ILO conventions, maybe also a bit of a sense of historical development of labor inspection, some in the context of key international labor standards on the subject. You will get a chance to go more into detail the purpose functions of inspection, as well as we will touch in this module the questions of powers and duties, the status of labor inspectors, and of course, some of the reflections that we are suggesting to you is to think about the challenges that perhaps social, economic trends pose to the systems of labor inspections around the world. But also, this is a moment for you to reflect what is happening in your country. For next week, we prepared a module 2 on strategies of compliance. And this would be your input regarding the formulation of strategies and different approaches to promote, to enforce compliance with labor laws regulations. We wanted here to highlight and for you to understand the importance of legislation quality as a key factor in promoting compliance with labor legislation, but also this would be linked to description of different strategies to improve the enforcement of labor legislation. So here in this specific module, you will be able to identify key elements of the sanction systems and a number of alternative ways of sanctioning. And also, we will touch upon the question of the role of social partners, other partners, organizations in promoting compliance. And this is a moment for you to reflect on how to promote compliance in the context of hard-to-reach groups of workers, for instance. Now, moving more to modules 3, 4, and 5, these would be the modules when we will go into specific set of issues that will help you later on in module 6 go into labor inspection visit. So already in the module 3, inspection of working conditions, we wanted to give you an overview, first of all, of different considerations when it comes to working conditions. There would be linkages to ILO conventions. We will explore together the role of labor inspectors in promoting compliance with the relevant national legislation. And you will have a possibility to unpack some of the key considerations when it comes to working conditions. For instance, there would be a part dedicated to wages, to working time, work organization. The question of discrimination will be touched upon, maternity-related matters, etc. So we will have a chance to go into detail of various measures that can be taken into account to improve working conditions, and of course, the central part of the module would be the discussion around the role of labor inspectors in promoting compliance with relevant national legislation and promotion of good practices on when it comes to working conditions. When we go to module 4 on inspection of the employment relationship, once again, there will be a set of considerations for you and linkages to ILO specific instruments. In this case, there will be it will be not a convention, ILO convention, but rather recommendation 198 specifically, where you will get a chance to explore a set of indicators that help to identify the existence of employment relationships, and also there will be in this module an explanation of how and reflection on how workers lack labor protection because of the narrow scope of legislation. There will be considerations around ambiguities and interpretation. Uh, Also, I invite you to think about sometimes a lack of clarity in application of the relevant provisions of national legislations. So this is where you have a chance also to discuss the situation and different trends of the employment relationships, and the assignment, of course, of the week will be linked to these considerations. Now, the next block is module 5 is on occupational safety and health. Here, we will be, of course, highlighting the importance of prevention of occupational accidents and ill health. We will be exploring, of course, ILO conventions in this regard. Um, the module contains different approaches for accident causation, OSH prevention and management. You will get a chance to describe the human and economic impact of accidents and diseases at work, but also explore benefits of promoting occupational safety and health. Uh, Both the module but also the assignment linked to this module will help you to go into analysis and to examine the main rights and duties of different stakeholders with respect to promoting OSH, and of course analyze the impact of the changes of OSH regulations, and also link it to different initiatives on the labor inspection side. Now we're coming to module 6. I will come back to it in a couple of minutes to also to explain you what we prepared for you in this edition of the course. There's a special immersive activity that is waiting for you, but also to give you a sense that as we will be moving towards the end of your learning journey, we wanted to combine all of the different elements. So from module 1 to module 5, before you do the immersive experience, before you simulate inspection visit, in the self-guided module, you will find key elements and main principles to consider when planning your inspection visit, when also conducting and following up on the visits. Also, some of guidance on how these principles can be put into practice, but also there will be some key factors to considering, in particular in relation to different types, so different kinds of inspection visits. And of course, there will be examples that will be offered to you. So once you complete your self-guided module, the immersive experience would be for you to combine all of the considerations and all of the key elements of previous modules, but also what you learned about the way how to prepare, conduct, and follow up on inspection visit. And you will be suggested to do an immersive experience and simulate the visit. And I will be talking about it in a few moments later on. And finally, to complete the e-learning, there will be, now we're already in June by this time, there will be a module 7 dedicated to tools, tools for labor inspectors, tools of the labor inspectorates that can support the work both on the level of the inspectorate, but also on the individual level of a single labor inspector. And beyond the tools or some of the examples that we have collected for you, this will be a moment for you to reflect on some of the key factors in selecting information, communication technologies, the way how they can better respond to the needs and also possibilities of your labor inspectorate in your specific context. There will be also a chance for you to explore not only purposes and modalities, but also advantages and disadvantages of different tools that are particularly helpful for inspection visit. And of course, there will be a part in this module dedicated to policy documents that is linked to overall reflection on the purpose, methods, and usefulness of different forms and resources, both for inspectors, inspectorates, but also stakeholders. So we will conclude with the module 7, and you will have one additional week to go back to all of the modules, to all of the resources and content. Make sure you are ready to take your final test. And the last week of the learning will be dedicated for you to make sure you have completed all of the mandatory assignments. You have all of the time to digest the information, take your final test, and complete the final activities of the e-learning. Now, when it comes to the modules, I said that there will be three key elements, three activities in every single module. So above all, you already seen the first one, Introduction to Labor Inspection. This is the module 1. The first element that is visible to you every week is this interactive self-guided module. As I said, you can come back to it as many times as you want. You have all of the time. The each module, what is important, contains different interactive elements, and perhaps one important thing for you to know: once you complete the module and once you are ready to take your quiz, module quiz, you would need to answer at least 7 questions out of 10 correctly. So if you do not hit this benchmark, perhaps you need to go back to the module once again, maybe revise the content. If you wish, consult with our team, consult with the tutor, but you will be offered several additional tries for the quiz in each module. So this is for you to remember that at minimum 7 correct answers at the end of the modules are required. And also to give you a bit of the sense of how the modules look like, but you already probably had a chance to take a look. There will be, for each self-guided module to be marked as completed, you would be required to not only view it, but also engage and interact with it. So there will be interactive elements in each module. You are invited to make sure you explore all of them. You click on different links. You explore, there is a library for each module. You explore different resources. There will be pop-up windows. So you have a chance to go through all of the interactive elements. Now, when it comes to, so you will have the module, you will have the quiz, and the third element, when it comes to the third elements, these are your assignments. You will have one assignment per module. Typically, you would get for each assignment an option to choose between two scenarios, so two different tasks. You're depending on your interest, depending on your needs, depending also on perhaps on your professional context or something that resonates with you more, you are invited to select one of the two options. You will get a chance to interact on the results of the assignment that you are submitting with the course tutor. And you will be required to submit all of the assignments electronically via eCampus. So both for the quiz and for the assignments, sometimes the system can ask you if you are sure you want to submit. Make sure you click, and all the way to the end for the quiz, it would be the button finish the attempt. And for the assignment, it would be button submit. So you need to confirm twice typically, otherwise we would see it in draft. So it means that the course tutor will not be grading your assignment until it is fully submitted. So for all of these three elements, you will have the deadline at the end of the week, and I will be talking about the deadlines very shortly. But this is to say, maybe to stop on the evaluation criteria for each assignment and what we are looking into as the team of assessors, but also specifically what the tutor will be evaluating when looking at your assignments. So let me start from the bottom and let me go to authenticity first, because I believe this is one of the most important criterias here now, especially in the area where we are all have access to different types of tools, including AI tools. It's very easy to and tempting also for us to use these AI tools just to generate a response. What we want to make sure that when you submit your assignment, it is yours. It's your reflection. We are not looking into perfectly written academic piece. On the contrary, we would rather prefer to receive from you bullet points with your reflections on how the scenario or how the example or the assignment resonates with what you do. You can, of course, reference different ideas and thoughts, but it is important for us to see that this is authentic response coming from you. Now, going from the bottom to the top, let me continue this direction. When it comes to clarity as a criteria for evaluation, again, the logical structure, formulation of your ideas has to be clear, well formulated. If you prefer to use bullet points or have a specific structure, please do not hesitate. As I said, we're not looking into a piece of academic research. We're looking into clear structure, and we would like to make sure that we know how to follow your reasoning. And this comes to coherence as well. So all of the components of your assignment that you are submitting have to be coherent with the thoughts you have. They have to be clearly related and built one on another. We want to make sure that across the criteria of relevance, the the depth and the relevance of your arguments are shown, and you are able to demonstrate the level of understanding and judgment when it comes to translating theoretical knowledge of the self-guided module into your reflections on the assignment. And relation to the requested assignment, of course, uh, there's very specific requirements, and you will see their instructions that will be different for every single assignment. So of course, we will be looking into how your assignment reflects and how your assignment is structured according to those instructions that are provided on the eCampus platform, and the tutor specifically will be looking also if all of the questions answered and all of the elements of the structure are included in your response. So this is for you to have a sense of how you will be evaluated. Once again, please not be worried about sounding in an academic way. What we want is to have authentic, clear, well-structured response with for us to understand that these are your thoughts, and all of the key elements of the guidance we are providing are reflected in the assignment that you are submitting. And submission is very easy to remember. So self-guided module, quiz, but most importantly, the assignments that are being graded, they have all the deadline on Sundays. So you have your week, you have already on Sunday your new module that will be open to you. So you can already start working on the module of the following week on Sunday if you wish. But on Sunday, this is a deadline for you to make sure you completed the module of the week. You have done your quiz, and you have minimum 7 of correct responses, but you have also submitted your assignment to the eCampus platform. So every week, this would be the deadline. As I said, it's easy to remember. And also, once you see the new module open, you know that you would need to submit as soon as possible your assignment for the week. Now, at the beginning of this session, I introduced myself, but I also wanted to give you a sense of who is there at the ITC ILO team, because I invited you on several occasions to reach out to us, and I said the entire team will be there for you, and I want to make sure that you know who you reach out to, and you have also the sense of there is entire team at your disposal, and this is once again a warm invitation to reach out to any of us. So above all, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at any moment. On the distance learning and labor inspection, I'm working together with my colleague Felix Martin Daza, who is a senior program officer specializing in occupational safety and health. So we're working together on distance learning activities. So this particular edition is in English and French. We have another one in English and Spanish coming up in July. So we're working jointly on both of these activities, and we're making sure that you have our disposal for any questions. We have 2 more colleagues in the team with whom you have been probably in touch already. So we have Paola Costantini, who is a senior training assistant, but also our program assistant, who is overseeing the activities in labor inspection portfolio from administrative perspective. So do not hesitate to reach out to her. And also one of the colleagues whom you already know, probably, and whom I probably don't even need to introduce because you have been in touch. And if you are here, it means you have been in contact with Ilaria Caroppo, who is also with us today in this online session, our training assistant, and specifically assistant for this e-learning course, a valuable member of our team, was making sure that all of you are properly enrolled, have received the confirmation that you are part of this cohort, you are part of this e-learning, but also you have all of the elements to start this learning journey, and you have the platform ready, and you also have all of the activities on the platform ready for you to take as we begin this week and as we continue in this learning journey. So in a few minutes, I'll pass the floor to Ilaria to give us also a sense of orientation on the platform, as Ilaria also the one, our eCampus wizard, that was the one working and preparing the platform for you. So she will be giving us a tour on the platform. But I also want to take a moment and introduce you to your course tutor, Mr. Jean-Louis Gartis, who is a former director of labor from France, who has years of experience working in labor inspection, of course, but also working not only in France but in different contexts. He carried out over multiple years, carried out different missions and worked in Mali, in Lithuania, in Slovenia, Mayotte, New Caledonia. So there is also wealth of experience in terms of operating in different contexts. And Mr. Gertis will be the one giving feedback on your assignment, will be the one with whom you will be engaging in bilaterally. So I invite you to reach out for any doubts. Also, since you have this opportunity to be already on a weekly basis engaged bilaterally with Mr. Gaddis, to reach out for any additional information tools. But also, if we see that there is a need to further enrich any of the content, we're happy to continue sharing information beyond your bilateral exchanges with Mr. Gaddis. So as I said, Ilaria will be giving us a tour in a few moments. So this is our digital environment eCampus platform, the one that I hope you already had a chance to explore and go through some of the first elements in terms of orientation, but also in terms of the pre-course mandatory activities. So I'll not stop here in detail on this, as Ilaria will be talking about them in a few moments. Just wanted to highlight that module 1 is already open to you, and the 3 elements that I was talking about, so the self-guided module, the assignment, and the module quiz, are already available with the deadline at the end of this week. So I warmly invite you to take a look and make sure you complete both the mandatory pre-course activities as well as module 1. During the tour, it will be also an occasion for us to stop and take a closer look at different elements of the campus platform. But this is also a reminder that you have different tools that help you to orient you on the platform. So beyond the learner's guide, you have video orientation embedded, but you have also our virtual assistant now available on the eCampus platform to help you to orient on the eCampus. So this is one of the new features that has been introduced. So if you participated in our courses in the past, you have probably not seen this feature before. This is our AI virtual assistant, and you can ask any doubts or questions that are relatively maybe easy to double check, or if you're not sure, for instance, I played around with it yesterday. So if you're not sure what is the deadline for assignment of module 2, the virtual assistant would be able to tell you specific assignment for each deadline for each module. Or let's say you're not sure whether a pre-course knowledge assessment test is mandatory for certificate or not. The virtual assistant will be able to confirm this information. Or for instance, you cannot wait to see next modules, but you are still in module 2 and you want to know what is there in module 5 or module 6, and you're curious about it. You can also chat with our virtual assistant, and we'll tell you that, let's say, module 5 will be it will go into detail on occupational safety and health. So in case of a quick doubt, this is a way for you to double check any information. But of course, you are more than welcome to reach out once again to any of us on the team. Now, before passing the floor to Ilaria, I also wanted to anticipate another novelty that we have integrated in this distance learning. And this is immersive experience that I was talking about that will be a simulating inspection visit. And at the end of the simulation, you will get a chance to interview an AI avatar. So this will be a simulation as if you were interviewing someone during inspection visit. And it will be, I can assure you that every single interaction will be unique. And I invite you to be careful and also be very careful in the way how you prepare your line of questioning. You will have only 10 minutes for the interaction, and it will be part of the analysis of the assignment when you will be preparing in a way your inspection report. So before you interact with the avatar, and you will have, of course, more elaborate explanation by the time you get to module 6, you will have a possibility to apply all of the knowledge from module 1 to module 5, including working conditions and occupational safety and health and employment relations, and also different considerations around inspection powers and strategies and so on and so forth when inspecting a hotel. And the immersive experience, so you will be navigating through a myriad of different elements. So first of all, you will be entering a cinema room, and there will be a video waiting for you there that will help you to get into the context and understand better where you're operating. This will be obviously an imaginary country, but also for you to get a sense of the context of this country, the sector, and also the hotel that you will be inspecting. When you're entering evidence room, there will be in a way a desk review for you. There will be different types of documents, including payrolls and including different types of documentation relating to operations of the hotel. There will be also a different photos, testimonies for you to listen to and review. And also, you will be able to do an on-site inspection visit in several areas: pool area, kitchen area, restaurant, and storage. So once you complete your inspection visit, or of course virtual inspection visit, then you will be invited to talk to Avatar. So before you conduct your interview, following this visit and following your observation and analysis of different documents and different elements that we have prepared for you, different testimonies, make sure you have your line of questioning, and you want in the interview to test your assumptions around non-compliance that you have identified the desk review and in the virtual visit when you talk to AI avatar. So make sure you have a coherent line of questioning, because it will be not maybe that easy to get all of the information from AI avatar, and take it as a simulation, not being afraid to fail this interview, not being afraid to ask wrong line of questioning if you wish. This is a simulator tool that we designed to make sure you have the safe space to work on your soft skills, and you have this possibility to train yourself, to train your soft skills, so that you gain this confidence. And when you do the actual inspection visit, you are already prepared and you have already trained yourself on the AI avatar before interacting with real people. So there are all different kinds of situations, of course, to which we are not always prepared, but already using this AI simulator tool help us to polish our soft skills and get ready to some of the situations that we might not expect, and some of the interviews that might go in a very different directions. All right, so let me stop here, because I also wanted to have some time for us, first of all, to answer any questions. So already, please don't hesitate to ask your questions in the chat box. I'm sorry. But let me stop sharing my screen, because I wanted to give an opportunity to Elia to give us a walkthrough the campus platform. Make sure you're comfortable using it and you have all the sense of orientation on the platform in all the different resources and materials we prepared for you. So Ilaria, over to you.
So thank you very much. I'm not sure if you are able to see my screen right now.
Perfect.
Yes, perfect. So I will have a very, very quick walkthrough in our eCampus platform that Olena already explained in detail. But this is a very quick overview. So as you can see, our eCampus platform looks like this. At the moment, we have the very first two blocks, which are visible. And if you have a look and you scroll down, you see that module by module is already available as a preview, but you see that is restricted. And the module 2, for example, will be available in May 3rd, which means that if you try to click and access to the module, it will still be not possible for you. But let's have a look at the very first two sections. The first section of welcome, as you see, has a couple of introduction activities here, and you have all the required activities that are listed here below. But if you want to access to them one by one, what we want to make sure for you is to have an easy navigation in the platform, which means that each time you enter an activity, you have a navigation bar just here next to the activity, which means that anytime you can decide to go back to your dashboard just by clicking here. And this is our main page. If you want from your main page going from one activity to the other, you can always use this navigation bar here. For example, if you already took the first introductory activities and you want to access module 1, you simply have to click into Safeguarded Module 1, and here you will start having access to your module that you can start, stop, and take again anytime. Once you're done, you can jump to your assignment. And as Elena was mentioning already, make sure that you correctly upload your assignment. Here is a very quick video to explain you, is a short tutorial to explain you how to correctly upload the assignment on the platform. And the very last activity after this, you can see here, you have all the information regarding the assignment. And the very last activity of each module will be the quiz. Here as well, you just need to click into attempt the quiz, take all the questions, and then submit the quiz. Anytime, if you have any specific question regarding activities or technical issues that appear on the eCampus, or you're not able to access materials, please do not hesitate to contact us at these two emails. This is our inspection email, so we all have access to this one, or otherwise to my personal email, and we will try to get in contact to you as soon as possible. So this is our welcome section. This is our module 1 section. As you can see here, it is clear the deadline of each activity and the points which are assigned to each activity. Step by step, you will see all the activities that are completed. And as mentioned earlier, some of them are automatic, which means that as soon as they are done, you will see this spot as green. Others, on the other side, are not automatic, which means that as soon as you upload your assignment, you will not see this button ticked as completed. Do not worry, it's normal. In order to this activity to appear completed, we will need to provide a grade to your assignment. So this will take some time. Having said that, I think that I don't want to take some more time. So if there is any question, please do not hesitate to write it in the chat, or maybe ask also directly through your microphone. This is, I think, a nice moment to exchange, as we are all here online. So thank you, Elena.
Thank you. Thank you, Laria. Maybe taking this occasion while we still have your screen shared,
Mhm.
would you mind us also giving some details about the completion status? Because I think that this would be also an important indicator or for everyone where we are and how individually we progress in the learning.
Yes, it's true. Actually, here on the side of our dashboard, as you can see, we have a completion status block. And if you click into view details, a new section appear, and you will see activity by activity, how the status is, is if it is completed or not completed yet. And here you can see the requirement. So for example, the course guide has a requirement to complete the activity, which means um, to open the content and review all of it. And here you can see the completion date, which means that if we go into, for example, module 1, we see that the activity is completed. Module 1 assignment is not completed yet, and you will see the date in which you will receive the grade of your assignment. So anytime, if you're not sure about the activities that are missing, you can come into this block and everything will be quite clear. So this is probably a good tool that you can use for you to have an overview of the tasks that you maybe did already and the ones that are still missing for you to have all the activities done week by week.
It's also right now we see only welcome and module one in the completion status,
Mhm.
but can you imagine seeing all of the 8 weeks with all of the mandatory activities? And once you start scrolling and seeing all of those green boxes checked, it just gives you a sense of satisfaction and how much you progressed in learning. So this I find this a particularly useful tool also to see for you how much you have dedicated of your time to this learning and how much effort you have put, and gives you a sense of satisfaction when it starts to all fall into one final completed piece with all of the green boxes checked. So really hope to see not only all of the green boxes checked, but also all of you leaving this e-learning with your certificates of achievement and also with the knowledge that will help you to advance professionally. We promise to keep the session under 1 hour to give you a sense of orientation. There's still so much more we would like to tell you and to share with you and give you some tips about how you can make most out of this experience, out of this learning. Perhaps even though I see that we're a little bit exceeding the time allocated for this initial exchange for us, perhaps in a moment to see whether you have questions, whether you would be comfortable already to go to the campus platform and complete your activities. Maybe you have any doubts, or even if you would like to just open your microphone and say hello and start meeting colleagues. It's a good occasion for us to have also a round of hellos in the room and seeing who is there. And also, if you'd like to open the camera, it's also be great, to match the face with the name.
Mhm.
So please don't hesitate. It's a moment for us to exchange, to meet you. You are more than welcome to use this time as you wish. Meeting people, asking questions, asking us any tips. We're there.
And also, we saw that some of you started taking activities on the eCampus platform. So we see that you are active already and you started going through the platform. So which is great, which means that it is quite clear how to access it and how to take activities. But once again, this is a good opportunity for you to maybe ask questions or um, if you want to exchange anything with us, um, you can just take this opportunity.
This is actually a great indication to see that you started working on some of the activities on the campus. It means that you're comfortable with the platform and everything is
Mhm.
clear and you're already able to advance. The reason we have been traditionally doing this induction session is just to make sure that you know where to go and everything is clear and all of the elements are outlined there for you. So it's great to see that you are comfortable already with the platform. Some of you already participated in the previous courses, in other courses of the center. So you probably seen other types of platform. As I said, this is a particular one, as you have some of the new features and new tools, but also it's in a way, investment of time, investment of effort. It's 8-week learning, and it's quite a particular also in terms of the content and the structure. So it's great to see that you're comfortable already around the platform. Now, if you have any feedback or if you have any questions, then of course you're more than welcome to ask us. Do we have any volunteers or any brave participants to say hello and open their microphones?
Well, I see that Ms. Emma Spaville has the microphone on or activated. I'm not sure if this is
Intentional?
intentional or not, but if you would like to share anything, please feel free. Feel free to do so.
I was also keeping an eye on the chat. I do not see questions in the chat either. So every time there is a Q&A at the end of a session, and there are no questions, there are two options in these situations. So one option, we did such a great job preparing all of the information and instruction for you so that everything is so crystal clear. You just go to the platform and you start working. Or on the contrary, it's so overwhelming with this quantity of information that you don't even know where to begin asking us questions. Oh, I see also Isaac with the microphone open. Would you like to take the floor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Yes, how are you? Okay, thank you so much. This is Chued Isaac from Zambia. I think though I started a bit late, but I think the introduction part has been shared with a lot of information, and I'm looking forward to starting the module one. I'm very expectant that the information will really improve in terms of will help.
I think that the connection is a
Got
bit
interrupted,
broken.
yeah.
Yes, at the moment I see the microphone on, but I do not hear any sound anymore.
Neither.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, goes on and off. But already it's great. Shuli, it's great to have you in the course, and it's great to have your feedback. So, as you were saying, you're ready to embark on the e-learning. So it's very encouraging to hear. And also, I see that some of you appreciated the joke that I made. That it was apparently not that overwhelming and not that much of information for you. So thank you very much for the comment in the chat box. And of course, again, we did our best to make sure that distance learning is not is not where you're left alone. So it's something where you feel the engagement of the team, you feel the support of the team, even though we're on distance. So it means that all of the different types of elements and guidance, but there are also the entire team. They're humans, there are people behind it. So don't hesitate. We're there for you. We want to make sure you're not left alone on the platform, and every single interaction you have, every single step you make in this distance learning, you have also our support. So thank you once again for joining, and all the best with your learning journey. And don't hesitate to reach out. We want to make sure that you know that we're there for you. So thank you very much, and I'd say meet you on the campus platform.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Goodbye.
you very much.
Thank you. See you soon on the campus.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Olena and Ilaya.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you, Chanju. Good to see
Yeah,
you.
it's my first time to listen to the e-learning process. Yeah, quite, I think, quite impressive, especially application of AI tools. I'm looking for that. Thank you so much for this, and e-learning and exercise.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anju, for joining. And yes, we're have been testing quite a lot of AI tools. So we're happy that those polished ones are already available to everyone. So already the assistant in the sense of orientation, but also AI avatar. Unique
Very good.
interactions, play around with it. It's really for you to have this comfort space to practice your interviewing skills. So have fun. Also have fun in the learning. We want to make sure that you're comfortable, but also you're enjoying it and it's relevant and resonates with the needs. And we do hear a lot that apart from technical and knowledge and theory,
Yeah,
there's this link to practice, but also to soft skills. And I think this is additional layer of work on soft skills
yeah.
that we're happy to offer. So yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
great
Thank you
to
so
have you with
much.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you
very
too.
much.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Have a great day. See you on the campus.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye bye.